The AI economy has started to feed on itself. The biggest companies in tech have secretly been investing in each other to keep valuation really high. And at the center of almost every one of those deals is OpenAI. So in the first half of last year, OpenAI made almost $4.3 billion while burning through $2.3 billion. And yet, in 2025, that same company committed to roughly $1 trillion of deals. But with what money? Take just one of those deals. In September, Nvidia agreed to invest over $100 billion in OpenAI. In return, OpenAI decided to spend that money on buying Nvidia's chips. So Nvidia gave OpenAI $100 billion, and OpenAI just gave it right back. The money goes in a circle. And once I noticed this pattern, I actually started seeing it everywhere.
OpenAI has signed a $300 billion deal with Oracle.
Nvidia is saying it's going to invest $100 billion in OpenAI. It's sparking a global tech rally.
CEO Sam Altman announcing a major partnership with Amazon this morning.
So I went looking for how deep it goes, and the rabbit hole goes pretty far. So let me tell you what I found. Let's start with the most obvious deal, Nvidia and OpenAI. In September 2025, Nvidia agreed to invest up to $100 billion in OpenAI. And in return, OpenAI committed to buying millions in chips from Nvidia. This means one of two things. Either Nvidia believes that OpenAI is genuinely a really good investment, that it's willing to hand over up to $100 billion to OpenAI, or Nvidia found a very clever way to guarantee itself a customer for life. Because what's actually happening to that money? It just ends up being a cycle of money being handed over back and forth between each company. And that's not really an investment in the way we normally think of one. It's basically Nvidia paying for its own sales. They send money out as an investment and the money walks back in as revenue. So on paper, Nvidia's sales actually go up and it makes the company look like it's doing better than it actually is. And OpenAI actually gets the chips that it desperately needs without losing valuation. And then both companies get to announce a massive headline-grabbing deal that makes each of them look stronger and pushes both of their valuations up at the same time. In fact, when this deal was announced, Nvidia's stock jumped and added billions to its market cap. The announcement itself created value before a single chip even exchanged hands. Now, on its own, you could argue that this is just a smart but aggressive business move. Companies invest in their own customers all the time. But here's the thing that's happening on its own. This exact pattern where money is flowing back and forth between companies is actually happening throughout the entire industry, not just with Nvidia and OpenAI. This is just the cleanest example that I could find. But once you know what to look for, you actually start seeing that same loop everywhere. So I want to show you guys where else I've seen this. So I kept finding this pattern in other places. Take AMD and OpenAI. OpenAI agreed to deploy roughly $90 billion in AMD chips. And in return, AMD hands over the warrant for OpenAI to buy 160 million of its shares, which actually could add up to nearly 10% of the entire company. So basically, OpenAI's supplier just gave OpenAI the right to a tenth of it. So the customer and the owner actually just kind of become the same company. And once again, the money goes in a circle. Then there's Oracle. OpenAI signed a $300 billion 5-year contract for Oracle to provide its data center capacity. But to build those data centers, OpenAI turns around and spends $40 billion on Nvidia chips. So if you follow the money, OpenAI pays Oracle, Oracle pays Nvidia, and Nvidia is an investor in OpenAI. So the dollars that leave OpenAI eventually just loop right back into it. This even happens with Microsoft. OpenAI has committed over $250 billion to Microsoft Cloud, while Microsoft has poured over $13 billion into OpenAI. OpenAI owns a piece of CoreWeave and pays to use it. And Nvidia even agreed to buy CoreWeave's unsold capacity. So everyone in this deal owns everyone else, and they buy from everyone else, and they pay everyone else all at once. So if we take a step back, it's a web of companies, basically a handful of companies, that are scratching each other's backs to make valuation go high, to make the company more popular and more profitable. And the more that you follow these trails, the less healthy the industry looks, and it looks more like a snake eating its own tail. But what does all of this actually mean? Okay, so let's take a look at how these companies are intertwined. So with Microsoft and OpenAI, Microsoft has invested over $13 billion into OpenAI over the years. And OpenAI actually became a large customer of Microsoft's cloud services. So you can see that relationship here between services and investment. Now, if you look at Amazon, Anthropic, Google, Amazon and Google agreed to invest as much as $4 billion and $2 billion respectively into Anthropic, which is OpenAI's rival. And then Anthropic said that it would use Amazon Web Services for AI training and Google's chips for cloud services. Okay, then we can look at Nvidia, which is kind of at the center of this web. Nvidia obviously has GPUs, something that all AI tech companies want their hands on. So Nvidia invested in leading AI startups, including OpenAI, xAI, and Mistral, and all of those companies also rely on Nvidia chip. Before we continue, I'd like to take a second to thank today's sponsor, HubSpot. If you're uncertain about the future of AI, HubSpot actually has an idea of what that could look like. That's why they've put together 30 plus brutally honest AI predictions from actual experts in the field. And it's all in an easy-to-use guide. They have insights from the head of product research at Anthropic, and even the head of AI at HubSpot. So just looking at a couple of things in this PDF guide, in Chapter 4, they talk about why most AI implementations fail. And they have some actual experts, like this person, Randy DeFau, is a senior principal solutions architect at Amazon, and he specifically talks about this problem. Even here, for example, the section Speed is the Ultimate Survival Strategy, it talks about with AI democratizing access to tools and talent and technology, the companies that can learn, iterate, and ship faster are the ones that are going to survive long term. Things like immediate actions that you can take in the next 30 days, and intermediate actions in the next 6 to 12 months. Being part of the future versus passively watching it go by is definitely the move here. So what are you waiting for? The link is in the description below and it's totally free. So go check it out. So there's a name for what you're watching, and it's called circular financing. When a company invests in its own customers, so they can turn around and buy its products. And on the surface, it looks completely healthy. But that's exactly what makes it so dangerous. The growth isn't coming from the outside world. It's just internal decisions that are being made. And now here's where it gets a little bit weird. OpenAI has now secured somewhere around $850 billion in commitments for a company that, remember, is losing money. And this includes the roughly $60 billion that's owed to Oracle every year alone. And then if you look at the whole industry, the consulting firm Bain & Company estimated that AI companies will need $2 million in revenue by 2030 just to pay for all the infrastructure that they're building. But they project that the industry will fall short by $800 billion. But here's the other side of it, and I want to be fair, because there is a strong counter-argument here. Not everyone thinks this is a scandal. Plenty of smart people argue that this is how big capital-hungry industries get built. The economist Noah Smith and Anthropic CEO Dario Amodei have both made a version of this point.
So this is really complicated. On the technological side of it, I feel really solid. I think I'm one of the most bullish people around, and I think it pencils out. We look at our revenue, it's grown 10x a year. The technology is driving there, and the economic value is coming with it. It will, that trend is going to slow down for sure, but it's still going to be really fast.
So the demand for AI is real. The chips are actually being used and the products genuinely work. The buyer just doesn't happen to have $50 billion sitting around in their bank account yet. So the investment isn't necessarily a trick, it's a bridge. Chip makers will front the money so their customers can grow into becoming real paying customers. It's just basically vendor financing, and it's existed for decades. And there's a fair point about the bubble comparison too. Back in the dot-com crash of 2000, the companies at the center were burning cash without much substance to them. That's not really the case in this scenario. These companies are wildly profitable. Nvidia trades at about 24 to 26 times its earnings today. And at the peak of the dot-com bubble, a company like Cisco was trading 472 times its earnings. So that's a completely different ratio. This time there's real money and real products in the mix. So I don't want to sit here and tell you that Sam Altman is running some kind of scam because OpenAI is involved in so much circular financing in the industry, because there's no evidence specifically of that. But he's making enormous aggressive bets on the future, and the chips are real, the technology is real, but it's also that the risk is structural. It's that so many of these companies are tied so tightly together that if the future that they all bet on doesn't work out, then they all fail. That's the big danger here. And that's actually the real story of the AI economy right now. It's not a lie, it's just a very, very expensive bet and a risk. Okay, so let's get to the bottom line. Okay, so let's go back to the question that we started with. How does a company that's losing money get involved in $1 trillion worth of deals? Now you know the answer. It's not that OpenAI is hiding cash. It's that in the new AI economy, the money doesn't have to come from the outside anymore. It just has to keep moving in a circle. Nvidia to OpenAI to Oracle to AMD and back again. So I'm curious what you guys think. Are these smart early bets that build a new era? Or is this an indication of the first cracks that something is about to break? Let me know in the comments below. I'm really curious to hear your thoughts. All right, and I'll see you guys in the next one.